18 months ago, Carson was in a car accident, right?
Yeah.
And what happened? The car?
It flipped 3 times.
Right. And then you crawled out?
I crawled out.
Yeah. And so you ended up having a traumatic brain injury, right?
Yes.
You had a broken collarbone and some contusions, but you had a traumatic brain injury. And then they had to go in and do surgery. What did they do? Remove part of your skull.
Yeah.
So your brain could swell. And then it came back down and they reattached everything, right?
And reattached everything.
Yeah. And we went to therapy where?
In Georgia.
In Georgia. We don't remember a whole lot of that, do we?
No, I couldn't do anything.
Okay. But when we came back home, we started coming to Tier 1, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And we did, what did we do? The HBOT?
HBOT.
HBOT. So those first few times you came here, it was strange to you, wasn't it?
It was very strange.
Very strange. And me or your mom or your grandmother, we pretty much had to help you get dressed and get ready to go into the chamber, didn't we? Every time?
It was very different.
It was different, wasn't it?
It was.
So as we kept going, do you feel like things got better?
A lot of things have changed, got a lot better.
A lot better. So we started coming to HBOT. Do you felt like it was helping you? It took a little bit of time?
Yeah, it took a lot of time, but I think it helped a lot.
Helped a lot. The people downstairs that were helping us, what did you think about them?
They're really good people, made me feel like family.
Made you feel like family. When we started going, we did the single chamber. You remember where you just laid down?
Yeah, just laid down.
And probably about halfway through, you found that you could get ready by yourself, couldn't you?
Yeah, I could.
You knew exactly what to do, right?
Yeah.
You knew where your clothes were.
Yeah.
And you would go in there and just sit down, and you knew what the routine was, didn't you?
Yeah, a lot better that way.
Yeah. So when we got close to the end, were you doing it all by yourself?
I was.
You were. You were taking care of all your needs by yourself. We were just there to make sure everything went okay, wasn't it? Remember how many we did?
Was it 5?
40? 45?
45.
Yeah, about 45 dives. And so that was, you felt like a lot better after that, didn't you?
A lot better.
What do you think it helped you with, as far as your thinking goes? And
my speech, and I go to the gym like twice a week. It's doing a lot better.
Yeah, do you feel like you got any stronger?
Yeah, my strength is drained a lot.
Got a lot stronger. Do you remember when we first started coming, you had a little weakness on your left side?
Yeah, my left side was weak. I couldn't do anything with my left arm.
But now, everything's much better, isn't it?
Much better now.
Much better. After the accident, he basically had to learn to walk and talk and feed himself again, and to go to the bathroom, all the necessities he had to learn completely. When you came home from Georgia, it was right before Christmas.
Yeah.
And one of the first words that we heard you say, you said it to your dog, River. What'd you say? Do you remember?
Sit.
Sit. And then you told River, said, here.
Yeah.
And they were the first words that we had heard him speak in over 3 months. So that was pretty much where his vocabulary was at that point, wasn't it?
It was.
Yep. But you were walking, and he was eating too, but he still wasn't eating completely. He had to have some nourishment, right?
Yeah, a lot of nourishment.
Yeah. So after we finished HBOT, what did we do?
I knew I went to speech a lot.
Right. And then when we used to come up here after HBOT, and what did you start out with? Remember the red light therapy?
Yeah, the red light. I remember that.
Red light. And we actually bought our own red light unit for the house, and he continued to use that every night. We did, remember that, putting it on every night?
Every night, yeah.
Every night. And so we took a little bit of a break, right?
A break.
And then we started coming back to see who helps you out up here. Tommy?
Tommy.
So then we started neurofeedback, right?
Yeah, neurofeedback.
Yeah. Do you feel like that's been helping you some?
It has.
What does it help you do? What do you think it helps you do?
Like my speech homework, I do it by myself at home and take it to a speech person, and she reads it and she agrees and says it's really good.
Do you think it's helped you with your thoughts any?
Yeah, my thoughts are a lot better.
Yeah, a little clearer
Yeah, a lot better now.
sometimes. Yeah. And so let me ask you, it doesn't go very fast, does it?
No.
We take baby steps every day, right? They're forward, right?
Oh, absolutely forward.
So let me ask you right now, what did the doctor ask you last week that you wanted to do?
I'm ready to go back to work. I used to work in Norfolk. If it's Dominion Power, but it changed the name to Dominion Energy. I wanted to go in Suffolk. It's Chugatuck, a lot closer to home.
Yeah. What did you do at Dominion Energy?
I was a groundman.
How old were you when the accident happened?
18,
No, you were 19.
19.
19. Turned 20 while you were in ICU. We were there 30 days. Yep, 30 days in ICU. Had some good nurses, didn't we?
Yeah, a lot of good nurses.
Yep, yep. So then we spent almost 8 weeks in Georgia at a rehab center in Georgia. So you don't remember, but how'd you get down to Georgia?
The airplane.
The airplane, that's exactly right. Had a med jet fly you down, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yep. And then everybody came down. You don't have a lot of recollection of Georgia, do you?
No, not at all.
More so when you got here.
Life before Tier 1, I was weak, couldn't talk, brain fog, couldn't do a lot alone, slow move thoughts. What was experience life? Friendly staff, comfortable office, made me feel like family. What was strong? What has changed? Faster thinking, built strength, independent, improved speech, clear thought process.
So the most important thing in your journey here and your known journey is what? Don't quit.
Yeah, don't quit.
Don't quit. My name is Todd Rose. I'm Carson Pierce's grandfather.
And I'm Sandra Rose. I'm Carson's grandmother.
And our daughter
is
Carson's mom.
Melissa Pierce.
When Carson had his accident, he was actually in ICU in Norfolk General. I reached out to a family down in North Carolina who had a couple of years previously, their son had been in a horrific car accident and had suffered a brain injury. And I knew this family, although I didn't know them well, I knew them. So I reached out because at that point, we didn't know where he was going to be. We didn't know how things were going to end up because he was severely injured with that brain injury. So I was grasping for information. So I reached out to this family and they called me right back, and she was just giving me some information. And one of the first things she said was, as soon as you can get him into HBOT. And I said, what's that? And she said, hyperbaric oxygen treatment. She said, as soon as you can get him into that, she said, we saw tremendous improvement with their son. So we started researching it. He was still in ICU. But we just didn't realize that it was just going to take some time for him through recovery, and we didn't know how long that would last. And subsequently, from the time of his accident in September of 24, he didn't start here at Tier 1 until, I want to say, around March of 25. So it was several months there. But in those months, he had to learn to walk, he had to learn to talk, he had to learn to eat again, he had to learn to be able to walk, everything. I mean, he had to learn everything all over again. So we had already done the research, and then his mom took the lead and contacted them here at Tier 1 and came in for their diagnosis and all. And we jumped right in. And Carson went through 60 dives, and it took from March until latter part of June, sometime in June. And so we were over here about 3 days a week for weeks, and we tried to get him in as much as we could because we had to fit it in with the other 2 days a week of other therapy because he was still doing occupational, physical, and speech. So he was either here or at a therapist 5 days a week. So after those dives is when we started really seeing improvement. But if it wasn't for a family that was willing to tell me about it, you know, we may not have ever known. I'm sure we would have found out, but it really started to catalyst. So we're huge supporters. We tell people all the time about it. And my daughter, Carson's mom, our daughter, and myself, we follow several traumatic brain injury Facebook pages. because there's a lot of information out there, and people will reach out and say, I've heard about HBOT. What do you think about it? And either me or her always respond to let them know that absolutely it is an avenue you need to travel.
Because a lot of times you see on Facebook these people post, I have no support, I have no help, I didn't know about this. And I just don't think people realize how helpful this therapy is. I mean, it has done tremendous things for Carson, and we are just so thankful that the people told us about it.
I would probably say after his first 20 dives, because they broke it down here that typically they would do like 20 dives would be a session, and I guess then they kind of reevaluated where he was. And I would say after about those first 20 dives, I could just see the little things happening, and it wasn't like eye-opening, like all of a sudden wham, but it was the little steps, and we really started paying attention. I reached back out to that family that originally told me about HBOT, and they told me that they typically saw some changes in their son, around that 20 to 30 range. But everybody's different. Believe me, I've read several books on the matter, and we really kind of started seeing that change coming in about 20 to 25. Is kind of where we saw it. And then I'm not going to say that there was an explosive type of situation like he went from 0 to 60 in a couple of days, but once he ramped up and really started moving, we could really see the progress coming forward. Yeah. But we kept to the pattern, and I really saw it when we would come, him and I would come, and when they called us back, he went right, he picked up his clothes, he knew exactly what to do. He went to the changing room. I was just there to make sure everything was okay. He went back to the support team in the HBOT unit, and he was having conversation with them. And that was the thing that they noticed the most, because they said when he came in, he would answer yes or no, I'm fine, something along that line. But as it got past that halfway point, he was like, how are y'all today? Or they would ask him, how are you? He said, I'm doing great. How about you?
What'd you do over the weekend?
What'd you do over the weekend? And he'd let them know. And that conversation was really starting to happen. And that's really when we kind of could see, this is a help. This is a tremendous step forward for him.
Well, I didn't come every time they came. I took care of some other things, but I would say, I think Todd told me, he said, I want you to pay attention to Carson when you see him again, because I noticed this, this, and this. And then I started noticing, and it was a little bit past that 25 mark. But, when he finished with the HBOT, he kind of took a short break, and then they asked us if we'd like to do the neurofeedback, and we said sure. So, and then he started that, and he's been doing that ever since he started back. And we're at what, how many, 30, 35 sessions?
35 sessions at this point.
So
yeah. We've been coming to Tier 1 since around March of 25, so it's been about a year.
Yeah.
With a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
But I think that was needed. But he's now finishing up his speech therapy. He's been released from occupational, he's been released from physical. He has a personal trainer that works with him every week and has built up his strength. He's physically 110% at least. So it's a team, and we're blessed.
Because he is a miracle. A lot of people just didn't think it
it
was going to work.
Big team.
Yeah.
And they're part of that team here.